Welcome to my YouTube channel, Soul Velocity. Today we're diving deep into a topic that will separate your habits from your destiny. The title is, You're Closer Than You Think. And I've broken this journey down into 10 powerful parts, each one built to challenge, stretch, and grow you. So buckle up. Let's begin with part one. You're closer than you think. You've been grinding, you've been praying, you've been showing up even when it felt like no one noticed. And now you're asking yourself, why does it still feel so far away? Let me tell you something right here, right now. You're closer than you think. Not next year, not when you're perfect, not when you've got all the money or applause. You're closer right now because every step you've taken has not been wasted. You've been planting seeds in silence. You've been training when no one was watching. You've been developing muscles, mental, spiritual, emotional, that can't be seen on Instagram. And the enemy wants you to believe that nothing is happening, that all your effort is invisible. But progress is quiet. Breakthroughs don't always knock. Sometimes they whisper. The shift you've been waiting on, it's already moving. The door you thought was closed is cracking open. But here's the catch. Most people give up right before the breakthrough. They quit on mile 99. They throw in the towel one moment before the finish line. Not because they didn't have the strength, but because they couldn't see how close they were. This is why you've got to develop vision that goes deeper than what your eyes can see. See with your faith. See with your commitment. The dream doesn't just belong to those who start fast. It belongs to those who keep going when it's quiet. You're not far. You're not behind. You're in the middle becoming. And what you've been building in private is about to show up in public. So don't judge the season by how it feels. Judge it by how far you've come. Remember when you almost didn't start? Look at you now. Remember when you thought you quit 6 months ago? You're still standing. That's what matters. That's proof. And that's the voice you've got to listen to when doubt starts shouting. Say this to yourself today. I will not quit. I will not shrink. I will not surrender the dream just because I'm tired. I am closer than I feel. That's not just motivation, that's strategy. That's how you beat the lie that says it's too late, it's too hard, it's not working. It is working. It's working in you even before it works for you. And when you show up again tomorrow with tired hands and stretched faith, that's when destiny takes notice. Because success doesn't show up for the loudest, it shows up for the most consistent. And you've already proven you're not average. You've already outlasted everything that was sent to break you. So keep walking, keep breathing, keep showing up like you know it's already yours. Because guess what? You're closer than you think. Part two, the discipline to keep moving. When motivation runs out, there comes a point in every journey where motivation walks out the door. The music stops, the crowd goes quiet, and all you've got left is a choice. Do I keep going or do I wait for the feeling to return? The ones who rise, the ones who win, the ones who change their lives, they don't wait on feelings. They move with discipline. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is spiritual. Motivation starts the fire. Discipline keeps it burning. You don't need more hype right now. You need a decision to show up when you're tired, a decision to practice when no one's watching, a decision to speak belief into yourself, even when your voice shakes. Steve Harvey said it best. Your gift will make room for you, but your grind will keep you in the room. That's discipline. That's choosing your purpose over your pressure. That's showing up, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. So how do you build that kind of consistency? Not through willpower, through systems, through structure, through standards. Build your life around your dream, not your feelings. Make your routine louder than your emotions. Discipline is the proof you believe in your future. When you wake up and hit that workout, when you sit down to write that page, when you make that call, show up to that job, push through that silence, you are voting for your destiny. Every disciplined act says, I still believe, even when no one else does. You want change? You don't need a better mood. You need a better rhythm. Discipline isn't just about self-control. It's about self-respect. It's saying, I matter too much to keep quitting on me. And when you stop negotiating with your excuses, that's when the shift happens. That's when consistency becomes identity. People won't always see the work you're doing in private, but one day they'll be clapping for the results in public. And they'll ask, how'd you do it? And you'll say, I kept showing up long after the motivation faded. Because that's what winners do. They don't feel their way through the hard parts, they build their way through. You've already started. Now build the habit that will finish it. You don't need perfect days, you need committed days. So start the clock, pick the time, make the promise, and keep walking. One action at a time until the dream becomes the default. Because one day, motivation will come back, and when it does, it'll find you already working. Part three, when the vision feels too big for you. There are moments in your life when the dream you're holding feels bigger than your hands, bigger than your resources, bigger than your qualifications, bigger than anything you've ever seen around you. And that's when fear starts whispering. Who do you think you are? Let me tell you something important. If your vision doesn't scare you a little, it's probably not big enough. God doesn't give small dreams to big souls. He gives big dreams to stretch your faith, not your comfort. So yes, the vision may feel overwhelming. Yes, it might look impossible from where you stand, but that doesn't mean you're unqualified. It means you're being called up. You don't need to shrink the dream, you need to expand your belief. Steve Harvey didn't know the how when he started. He just knew the why, and he trusted the who, the one who put the dream inside him. See, you weren't chosen for a dream that makes sense. You were chosen for a dream that makes history. And here's the truth. Most people don't fail because they don't have a dream. They fail because they talk themselves out of the one they've already got. They let fear become their strategy. They let logic replace faith. They let comparison kill momentum. But your job isn't to figure out the whole staircase. It's to take the next step. You weren't called to carry the dream all at once. You were called to carry it one day at a time. So if the vision feels too big, that's not a sign to run. It's a sign to rise. It's a sign that the dream is bigger than you because it's meant to outlive you. You don't have to do it all today, but you do have to start. Start with the email. Start with the phone call. Start with the plan. Start with the prayer. And remember, you don't have to know how it's all going to work. You just need to trust that it's already working in your favor. Say it with me. I was born for this vision. I may not see the finish line, but I trust the process. I don't shrink to fit the dream. I grow to fulfill it. This dream was made for your hands, and your hands are stronger than you think. Part 4, when doubt creeps in, speak like it's already yours. No matter how strong you are, doubt will come. It doesn't knock, it sneaks in. Quiet, subtle, just enough to make you question what you were sure of yesterday. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm too late. That voice, that doubt, doesn't need to be loud to be dangerous. It just needs to be consistent. And the longer you let it speak without responding, the stronger it gets. So what do? You talk back. You speak with the authority of someone who knows whose they are. You remind the atmosphere who you are and what you carry. This isn't delusion, it's declaration. You're not lying to yourself when you say, I'm going to make it. You're aligning yourself with the truth that fear is trying to hide from you. See, your words shape your world. And if you keep rehearsing failure, you act like failure is inevitable. But when you start speaking life, speaking future, speaking identity, something shifts. Say it with me. I am chosen for this dream. I may not feel ready, but I'm built for this. Every day I show up, I grow. Every step I take, I align. I don't wait to believe, I believe to move. That's not hype, that's muscle. That's how you get through the storm. Not by waiting for the clouds to clear, but by speaking like the sun's already rising. Steve Harvey didn't wait until he was famous to start speaking success. He spoke it in his car. He spoke it in the struggle. He spoke it when no one clapped. Why? Because faith speaks before results appear. You've got to do the same. Don't let the silence fool you. Don't let the numbers discourage you. Don't let the delay define you. Speak like it's already yours. Speak like the breakthrough is already moving. Speak like you're becoming the person your dream requires. Because every word you speak in faith is a brick in the future you're building. Don't speak fear. Don't speak lack. Don't speak maybe. Speak done, speak called, speak chosen. Because what you speak consistently, you start to believe. And what you believe, you begin to build. The dream is not out of reach, it's out of silence. So say it, speak it, declare it, and then go walk like it's already waiting for you. Part 5, turning pain into power, the fuel that drives you forward. Everybody wants the glory, but nobody wants to grind. Everybody wants the platform, but nobody wants the pain that shapes the voice. But here's the truth that most people miss. Your power is hidden in your pain. That heartbreak, that betrayal, that disappointment, that season of silence. None of it was random. It was refining you. It wasn't breaking you. It was building you. You don't grow strong in the spotlight. You grow strong in the shadows. Pain teaches what comfort never could. It forges resilience. It awakens purpose. It introduces you to yourself. Steve Harvey didn't learn how to speak to the world from a stage. He learned it from a car, from a night with no dinner, from rejection after rejection after rejection. That pain didn't destroy him. It taught him how to stand taller. It taught him how to speak louder. It taught him how to walk into a room already knowing his value. And you've got stories like that too. Stories that tried to silence you, but instead they sculpted you. So don't resent the pain. Respect it. Use it. Let it remind you of how far you've come. Let it become your fuel, because the greatest voices don't come from ease, they come from experience. The most powerful breakthroughs come from people who kept walking with tears in their eyes. You've cried, yes. You've doubted, yes. You've lost some things along the way, but you're still here, and that means purpose still breathes in you. Pain only wins when you let it bury you, but when you pick it up and say, this will not define me, this will drive me, you become unstoppable. Use the rejection as redirection. Use the failure as foundation. Use the ache as awareness. Let your scars speak, not of weakness, but of survival. Let your pain remind you that you were chosen for something that requires strength, because people can take your money, they can take your spotlight, but they can't take your story. And when you turn your pain into power, your story becomes your weapon. Walk with it, speak with it, build with it, because everything that came to break you just made you unshakable. Part 6, you can't lose if you don't quit. There's one truth that separates those who make it from those who only talk about it. The ones who win don't quit. They may cry, they may crawl, they may fall flat on their face, but they keep going. You see, life isn't about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to surrender to it. You can lose 100 times and still win the game, as long as you stay in it. Steve Harvey didn't wake up one day with a microphone in his hand and an audience at his feet. He lived through rejection. He lived through poverty. He lived through humiliation, but he never lived through quitting, because quitting, that's the only guarantee you'll never make it. You're gonna have days when nothing makes sense. You'll have nights where the silence is deafening. You look around and wonder, is this even worth it? But hear me loud and clear. If you give up now, you'll never see what was on the other side of your fight. Success belongs to the stubborn, to the relentless, to the ones who say, I might be tired, but I'm not done. You can't lose if you're still learning. You can't lose if you're still building. You can't lose if you're still moving. You're gonna fall, yes. You're gonna doubt, yes. You're gonna mess up, absolutely. But don't you dare stay down. Don't you dare disqualify yourself because of a bad chapter. Your story is still being written. Keep showing up to the blank page. Keep building the dream no one sees yet. Keep fighting for the version of you that's still becoming. Winners aren't made in comfort, they're made in resistance. And if you're still resisting the urge to quit, you're still in the game. Say this out loud. I will not give up. I will not step down. I will not walk away from what I'm building. This dream deserves my persistence. You may not control the timing, you may not control the outcome, but you control the choice to keep going. And if you keep going, you're still in position to win. The only way to lose is to walk away, and that's not who you are. So lace up, breathe deep, and keep walking, because the future belongs to the ones who refuse to stop. Part 7, fueling faith, believing without seeing, trusting without knowing. Faith isn't a feeling. It's not goosebumps. It's not hype. It's not a moment on Sunday. Faith is what you stand on when nothing else is solid. Steve Harvey said it best. Faith is the belief in things you cannot see. And in this life, the people who win the longest aren't the ones who know everything. They're the ones who believe anyway. Believe when it's dark. Believe when it's lonely. Believe when there's no applause, because that's the muscle. That's the fire. That's the difference between giving up and growing through. Most people wait for proof. Faith moves with vision. See, when you believe in your calling before the crowd does, you develop a different kind of strength, one that can't be broken by silence, one that doesn't shake when people doubt you, one that says, God said it, that's enough for me. You've got to fuel that faith like it's oxygen. So how do you do that? 1, speak the vision daily. Say it out loud. Make it real. Your words create your world. 2, surround yourself with faithful energy. Don't just hang with positive people. Hang with faith-driven people. People who stretch your belief, not your fear. 3, move even when it doesn't make sense. Don't wait to understand it fully. Faith isn't clarity, it's obedience. 4, look back at what didn't break you. You survived too much to start doubting now. Faith isn't about perfection, it's about movement. It's about saying, I don't have it all figured out, but I trust the next step. Steve Harvey didn't see the stage when he was sleeping in his car, but he kept believing, he kept preparing, he kept praying like he already had it. That's faith, that's power, that's your next level. Say it with me. I walk in faith, not fear. I move from vision, not validation. I trust what's unseen more than what's uncertain. Because sometimes your eyes will lie to you, but your belief, that's the real sight. And once your faith leads, your future follows. Part 8, daily identity. Becoming the person your dreams require. The dream you're chasing doesn't just need action, it needs identity. Because if you don't see yourself as the kind of person who can carry it, you'll sabotage your own success. See, success doesn't just show up because of what you do once, it's what you do daily. And what you do daily flows from who you believe you are. If you want to change your life, change your identity. You can't carry a dream that belongs to the next level version of you while holding on to beliefs from the old version of you. Steve Harvey didn't just change his career, he changed his self-concept. He stopped seeing himself as the broke man in a car and started seeing himself as a voice, a vessel, a gift. And that shift, that belief, is what sustained him through every setback. Your habits are mirrors. They reflect who you think you are. So if you want to sustain that dream, you got to build identity habits. 1, wake up like it matters. Start your day with a decision, not a doubt. 2, move like you're already becoming. Take action that matches the version of you you're growing into. 3, with ownership. Stop saying, I'm trying. Start saying, I'm becoming. 4, visualize your standard. See the version of you who already walks in peace, power, and purpose. Live like someone's watching, because you are. Your future self is watching. Your dream is watching. Make it proud. Every great transformation is birthed from a daily decision. I no longer align with the version of me that plays small. This doesn't mean perfection. It means progress with purpose. It means showing up like your identity is bigger than your excuses. It means walking into every room with your shoulders back and your spirit loud. Say this out loud. I am not waiting to become, I am becoming right now. Every step I take is pulling me closer to the identity required for my destiny. And when you start treating your daily routine as sacred, you start treating your life as sacred. Your identity isn't just who you are, it's who you practice being. So choose wisely, choose powerfully, and above all, choose daily. Part 9, the enemy of progress, perfectionism in disguise. One of the biggest killers of dreams isn't fear, it's perfectionism, dressed up like wisdom. It tells you to wait just a little longer. It whispers, it's not ready yet. It convinces you that unless everything's flawless, you shouldn't even begin. But here's the truth. Done is better than perfect, and progress beats perfection every single time. You don't become great by waiting. You become great by building brick by imperfect brick. Steve Harvey didn't get on stage because he was perfect. He got on stage because he was ready to grow. He was willing to embarrass himself, willing to fail forward, willing to be seen, even when it wasn't polished. The people who win aren't the ones who wait the longest. They're the ones who move the soonest. They launch the channel. They start the podcast. They write the book. They speak before their voice is ready. Why? Because momentum doesn't respond to perfection, it responds to courage. Perfectionism will tell you you're being strategic, but really, you're just being scared. And scared people don't build movements. Imperfect people with relentless hearts do. You've got something in you right now that could change your life, but only if you stop editing and start executing. Say it with me. I release the need to be perfect. I honor my journey by starting now. Progress is my power, not perfection. The world isn't waiting for perfect. The world is waiting for real, for bold, for now. You'll get better as you move. You'll refine as you grow. But you've got to give yourself permission to be seen in the process. And here's the truth. The people who resonate with you the most won't come from your highlight reel. They'll come from your real reel. The one where you were raw. The one where you showed up afraid. The one where you started anyway. That's how legacy is built. Not with perfection, but with presence. So publish the video, send the pitch, write the page, speak the truth, and watch how life responds when you stop waiting to be perfect and start daring to be real. Part 10, your next step is everything. Dreams don't come true all at once. They unfold one decision at a time, one conversation, one risk, one bold step. And the most important step, the next one. Not the biggest, not the flashiest, just the next. Because the next step keeps the dream alive. The next step keeps you in motion. The next step keeps doubt from winning. Steve Harvey's entire journey didn't unfold because he had a master plan. It happened because he made one step and then another and another. When he had no money, he still stepped. When the doors closed, he still knocked. When the stage was empty, he still practiced. The next step may not look like much, but it's the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. Waiting for a miracle, be the move. Don't underestimate the power of a phone call, a handwritten list, a bold yes. Momentum doesn't need a crowd. It needs your commitment. Say it. I may not control everything, but I control the next step. I'm not stuck. I'm sent. And I'm stepping with boldness. This isn't the end of your story. This is the moment it turns. You're closer than you think. Not because life suddenly got easier, but because you finally started moving like it's possible. You've been building belief. You've been refining your identity. You've been showing up without applause. And now it's time to act. Do the hard thing. Send a scary email. Make the quiet decision. Start before you're ready. Because once you step, the path begins to reveal itself. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for another sign. This is your sign. The next step isn't about comfort. It's about calling. And the ones who follow it, they're the ones who change the world. So breathe deep. Lift your head and take it, because everything you've dreamed of lives just one step beyond fear. Now go get it. And remember, your discipline decides your destiny. This ain't just about motivation. This is about becoming who you were born to be. So keep building, keep showing up, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you, and keep rising.